You can write an equation of a line if you're given certain parts of the line. So for instance, if I know that a line passes through a point 3, 2 and has a slope of 4, I can write an equation of that line because I know a point and I know the slope. Probably the equation that you're most familiar with is the slope-intercept form of an equation. You know the slope and the intercept. That's the one that kids learn first, and so it's the one they usually feel more comfortable with. I'm going to show you both ways to do this. So in this case, I know a point and I know a slope. So if I use this equation, I'm going to plug 2 in for y. I know the slope is 4, so I'm going to put that in for m. I know one x value is 3 when the y value is 2, but what I don't know is b. So I know that 2 equals 12 plus b, so b equals negative 10. So now that I know the slope and I know the y-intercept, I can write the equation, y equals 4x minus 10. So this is if I'm using slope-intercept. Another equation that you learned in Algebra 1 is point-slope form. This is the one that would probably be easiest to use on this problem. The point-slope form says take a y value, subtract another y value, equals m times x minus x. And we get this from the slope formula. If you'll remember, the slope formula is y minus y over x minus x equals m. So if I divided the y minus y by x minus x, I would actually have that. So what I'm going to do is use this same set of points, but I'm going to use the point-slope form. So I'm going to have y subtract the y value that I know, which is 2, equals the slope, which is 4, times x minus the x value I know, which is 3. So then I can solve the equation from there. Y minus 2 equals 4x minus 12. So y equals 4x minus 10, because I would add 2 to both sides. Notice we get the same equation here that we get here. So you can choose whichever equation you like best, either slope-intercept or point-slope. A lot of times in calculus, you'll just leave your answer in point-slope form. So what about if you are not given a point and a slope? What happens if you are given 2 points? So let's try the point 3, 6 and 2, 1. Let's write the equation for that line. I know it's a line because between any 2 points there's exactly one line. That's a geometry postulate. So I can either choose to do slope-intercept or point-slope. But the problem in both of these, notice you have to know the slope. So before I can write an equation of a line, I'm going to have to find the slope of this. So I'm going to do y subtract y over x subtract x. You could have done 1 minus 6 on top, but you would have had to do 2 minus 3 on bottom. So the slope on this one is 5 over 1. So I have a slope of 5. So now I can either use slope-intercept, and I'm going to do both ways. I can use slope-intercept, or I can do point-slope. You're going to get to choose. So it doesn't matter which point I choose because they're both on the line. I think I'm going to pick this point just because it has smaller numbers and it seems easier. So for this one, I'm going to put 1 for the y, 5 for m, 2 for x, and have b. So 1 equals 10 plus b, so b equals negative 9. So now that I know the b and I know the m, my equation is y equals 5x minus 9. So using point-slope, we should get the same equation. Let's see if we do. Again, I'm just going to pick this point and this slope. So y subtract 1 equals 5 times x subtract 2, because this is always x and this is always y. So y minus 1 equals 5x minus 10, and then add 1 to both sides. So y equals 5x minus 9. You get the same equation both ways. I know this equation is correct because if I go put this point in here, it becomes a true statement. If I put this point in here, it's a true statement. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 minus 9 is 6. So that's how you write an equation given 2 points or given a point and a slope.